Hello everyone, welcome to the editorial analysis of the Shankar IAS Academy, and today's video is for the date of 10th of April 2025. So these are the topics for discussion. The first mains article titled Rohingya are on the brink of starvation from the Hindu discusses about the consequences of withdrawing of the shutdowning of the USAID and the impact on the Rohingya community. And the next article titled Ensuring the Safety of Elephants from the Hindu again discusses about the illegal poaching activities which impacts the elephant population. So in light of this article, let us see the mains analysis along with the mains question, but there's just a small announcement to be made. So the All India mock test for UPSC prelims would be conducted by Shankar IAS Academy, and there would be 3 mock tests which would be conducted on 4th of May 2025, 11th of May 2025 and 18th of May 2025. So interested students can join the All India mock test for UPSC prelims to boost your prelims practice. So this is the news, Rohingya crisis and the USAID shutdown. So here the content is, there has been an abrupt shutdown of the USAID, that is the United Nations Agency for International Development, by the Trump's administration recently, and it has worsened the conditions of the Rohingya people in the Cox's Bazar. So here it's not just adhering to the Rohingya communities, but also this abrupt shutdown has affected many communities, many agencies throughout the global parameter. So here this comes in the syllabus of mains in GS2, which is international relations. So before moving into the details of the new article, we need to have few brush up on the concepts. We need to know who are the Rohingya communities and what is USAID. So Rohingya communities are Muslim minority communities from the Rakhine state province of the Myanmar. So this is the Rakhine state province and they are part of the Arakan Yoma of Myanmar. So here the Rohingya community are being defined as the illegal immigrants, as they are stateless due to Myanmar's citizenship laws since the 90s. So they have been traveling to Bangladesh especially, and they are having a larger part of the community in the Cox's Bazar. So here Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh is the world's largest refugee camp. So and during the 90s there has been illegal immigration of the Rohingya community people, and in 2017 there were the most important crackdown, as according to the UNHCR, that is the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. According to that agency, there has been a report that almost 7 lakh people plus of Rohingya community have fled to Bangladesh. So this is one of the most dreadest fled by the communities, as described by UN. It is known as ethnic cleansing, and also sometimes it is known as ethnic genocide also. So this is the current state of the Rohingya Muslim communities of the Myanmar. Now, what is USAID? So here USAID is a foreign aid agency where it comes under the US state government, where they, as an agency, they provide development services as well as humanitarian aids to different countries and to different communities around the global. So here their main focus is for food, health, democracy, gender as well as for environment, and this aid agency is been working since 1961 under the John F. Kennedy's government. So here this agency has been operating in 100 and plus countries, and they have one of the largest budget, and the annual budget is across 40 billion. So they are major donor to many programs, and especially to world food program. So these program all comes under the UN's agency. So here they not just stand as a humanitarian aid, but they also provide larger funds for many crises and challenges faced by many people as well as community and for world. So there has been a video provided in the description below on what is USAID on a full prelims analysis basis. So you can check the video link to have further understanding on what is USAID. Now, how it is linked with this article? Here, there has been a abrupt shutdown of the USAID by the Trump's administration. So we should all know what would be the impact of the USAID shutdown. First is food aid cut. So there has been rations dropped, especially for the World Food Program, that there is droppage. There will be impact of 36% droppage, and it can affect food delivery for many communities and people. Next is healthcare collapse. So here clinics can be shut down. There would be no basic treatment provided. For example, you can take prosthetics for the victims would not be able to be provided. So here protection laws has also been standing as an impact. Here no gender violence or trauma support or other mental services and therapy can be provided by many communities or many NGOs for the affected people. So here the impact stands more in a political terms, as there is geopolitical shift. So here US been retreating, and it can bring many other global powers such as the China in the humanitarian aid space. So here it stands as a larger funding gap where without US or the USAID by the US state government, it would be very hard and it will be difficult to compensate many funding processes. So even European Union aid would be insufficient to compensate. As we all know, US and their USAID is one of the greatest funding agency through the global around. So here the counter argument by Trump's administration is how they are cutting on their cut costing on their for their taxpayers, and also how this shutdown is for the reason of how the government has been spending on a large funding basis. So these are the main counter arguments given by Trump's administration. Now, what is the global implications? So first would be the humanitarian crisis will be escalating. There will be starvation, diseases spreading, and there would be death as there won't be any funding provided through the USAID. Next is having the idea of moral vacuum. So here more than values based diplomacy, it is replaced by profit driven policy as it aligns with America's first policy. Next is having geopolitical realignment. Again, China would be filling the void, and other developing countries can have their say, such as India or Bangladesh also. And next is the risk of precedent. Here the powerful nations withdrawing for humanitarian responsibilities can have a bigger risk in the future. So what would be the way forward for this? First is to bring in a global burden sharing for refugee aid, as since the USAID is not legally binding, it their shutdowning or their withdrawal can have a great impact. So here the global countries should have burden sharing for their refugee aids. Next is restoring and diversifying the humanitarian funding and having regional cooperation, for example in SAARC and ASEAN, because USAID has also been a bigger part for India's share and India's growth. So along with USAID for SAARC and ASEAN, where are regional countries such as Myanmar, Bangladesh, we need a cooperation with all of these countries. And next is reinforcing international norms for protection of these stateless communities. So in conclusion, we all know that this issue is not just about the funding issue. It reflects a major shift in many global values in the adherence to the democracy and testing the world's commitment to humanitarianism and moral leadership, especially when a bigger country like USA steps out on such of a humanitarian aid. It would stand as a problem. So I hope the article is clear. I ask the students to go and read more perspectives about the article. Focus on the, for prelims understanding, you can focus on the map area of Myanmar, Bangladesh and adjoining countries, and for mains perspective you can understand different arguments by the US and how it can impact India also, and how it impacts the global countries, as well as how US recent Trump administration has been making changes, especially in the tariffs as also in the taxes. So this is the main question. The abrupt shutdown of USAID has not just worsened the refugee crisis, but it is also an international moral crisis discussed. So I asked the students to put in their answer in the comment section. So this is the next article. Why it is in the news? Because there has been a recent poaching incident in Tamil Nadu's Dharmapuri district, where there has been increase of fears about the illegal trade again in the wildlife. So the article mainly focuses on the safety of the elephants and poaching concerns. So it comes in the syllabus for GS paper 2 under governance for transparency and accountability of the government, and also it comes in the GS paper 3 under environment and conservation. So for prelims it definitely comes under environment, ecology and biodiversity, and also the importance of different species. So first let us know what is poaching. So here it is known as the illegal hunting or capturing of animals for their tusks, meat, exotic pets, entertainment for reasons, and so on. So here it drives for the motive of having trafficking, and it leads to biodiversity loss as well as of the loss of the species. So here the news is there has been illegal hunting or illegal poaching of the elephants in the state of Tamil Nadu, and this brings us a alarm on the management importance and conservation efforts. So here first we need to know the conservation facts about the elephant. So here the scientific name for elephant is the Elephas maximus. So here according to the IUCN status they are endangered, and according to the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 they come under the Schedule 1, where they are given highest protection and highest legal authority for the conservation of the elephant. So here we all know, and under UPSC perspective there are three important elephant species. First is the Asian elephant, next is the African bush elephants, and African forest elephants. So these are the three different species of elephants for UPSC perspective. Looking into other conservation facts, here 60% of Asian elephants are in India. So they are in need of large and healthy forest ecosystem for food and food protection and for their safety. So as the forest would be providing the optimal conditions for the existence of the elephants, as they need a large amount of food as well as for healthy biodiversity. So they are very important for the biodiversity ecosystem, and their migration can also lead to their migration for other food and fodder purposes can lead to human and animal conflict also. So these are the basic conservation facts about the elephant. Now looking into the elephant poaching status in India, there has been a higher demand for the ivory, that is the tusk of the elephant, where it leads to tusk poaching. Now here Tamil Nadu claims that poaching has been is almost just 1% of the elephant deaths, and according to their censuses population in 2012 to 2017 the population have fell down, but there has been an increase in the population in 2024, which rebounds to almost 3000 plus of elephants population in Tamil Nadu especially. So it's a greater achievement for these states. Now looking into the key concerns, here there has been resurgence of the poaching gangs, and there has also been concerns such as underreporting and investigation failures on the deaths of the elephants, which is by the Wildlife Crime Control Bureau of 2017 report. So here Tamil Nadu has been provided report on how poaching is just 1%, but almost 7.5% of the loss of the population of elephants are due to unnatural deaths. So in those unnatural deaths there has been underreporting, and also there has been investigation failures, and also sensitive hotspots, biodiversity hotspots such as Satyamangalam of Tamil Nadu are very important in having their biodiversity importance and their conservation and their sustainability. So such sensitive hotspots are very important for the living of the elephants, and their migration, their inconsistency of the conservation and sustainable policy on such hotspots can lead the elephants to migrate to other ecosystem, where it can lead to animal and human conflict. Now, looking into the government initiatives, India has been provided with a lot of initiatives. The most major one is a Project Elephant of 1992 that we all know. It's one of the important flagship initiative for the conservation of the population of elephants. Next is the MIKE program, which comes under the sites. Here MIKE can be defined as the monitoring of the illegal killing of elephants program. The next initiative is Gajayatra, which is an awareness program for the conservation of the elephants and especially for the communities present, and it has been launched by the Wildlife Trust of India. And next is providing elephant corridors. As we all know, especially in the area of South India, in the area of Northeast, including Uttarakhand, UP, Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal, the population of elephants are present. So according to the PIB, there has been 33 elephant reserves. So there are important corridors along these places. So there has been a lot of initiatives launched for the protection of the wildlife community, as especially for the population of the elephant species. Now we have seen the concerns regarding to the poaching. Now we should know what lies ahead, what would be the way forward to provide. First is having structural reform in forest department. So here, for example, we can bring better wildlife death investigation protocols to know about what are the causes of the unnatural deaths, and we can work on. And next is having staff upskilling for the investigation protocols, having stronger legal and interstate coordination, and as well as center as well as state coordination for more funding purposes, and monitoring the and bringing in public trust for reducing the animal and man. So this is the article's mains question. Poaching of elephants remain a persistent threat despite legal safeguards and conservation efforts. Discuss the challenges and way forward. So I ask the aspirants to give in their answers in the comment section for both of the articles. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to give a like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.